at rock, because in his argument, all comets is they are asteroids that have not yet been stripped of all of their volatiles, all of their water, all of their ice, sodium, and so forth. And as they pass through the solar system repeatedly through the inner solar system, the sun and the solar wind basically eventually strips all of these off, and they become asteroids. That is completely at odds with NASA's theory, and we believe NASA does not want anybody to consider the possibility of the exploded planet hypothesis, because the idea itself is inherently destabilizing. At any rate, they did fly this probe into Temple 1. Yeah. It did strike the comet. It was all recorded, and what they expected to see was water, hydrogen. What they got back was rocks. So, in other words, what was picked up was exactly what Dr. Van Flandern and Richard had predicted, which was that they would basically get flowcase. They would get a rocky cloud of dust in the spectral analysis as opposed to water-filled. And when that happened, they very quickly, within a few hours, took that data off the internet. They stripped it out, and they've been extremely quiet about the results ever since. And they basically have sort of shoved Temple 1 and the whole Deep Impact mission under the rug. So what I am interested in is, I don't know that there necessarily are any structures in the area that they're going to be dropping L-Cross into, but it will be very interesting if it comes back, if the cloud comes back as a lot of glass and titanium, for instance, which is what we think most of the structures on the moon are made of, as opposed to water, then that's going to also tell us maybe something very interesting about the composition of the moon. So to me, it's not as interesting what actually the results are, it's how they react to whatever the results are. That's what I'm going to be watching for.
Very, very interesting, Mike. And I think that this is a good. Unfortunately, we only have an hour here with you today, and we just kind of touched very briefly on some of these topics. And I guess it's time to begin to round things up here. There's a few websites that we want to give out to people again. Obviously, darkmission.net. That's the main website, but also the other one. Hopefully, that's still up and online. Lunaranomalies.com. And we hope to, of course, have you back, Mike, and talk more about some of this stuff. We just kind of barely gotten into scraping the surface of some of these issues.
Yeah, Dark Mission is a huge book. It's about 500 pages, and it's getting bigger because we're coming out with a revised edition this fall. We'll have a bunch of new information in there. Richard's found some cool new stuff on the moon and on Mars. In fact, I think the things that he's found on Mars on some new images are pretty much you'd have to be crazy to argue that they were natural. They clearly, to me, are evidence of cities, of ruins, of structures on the surface of Mars, and hopefully in a couple months everybody's going to be able to see them in the new version of the book.
Absolutely, very good. And again, the main website is darkmission.net. People in the States can check it out and go there. There's other sources. Amazon out there in Sweden, people can go to Bookya, for instance, and get the book there. Well, it's been really interesting having you on. Mike, do you want to round things up here on something? Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I just wanted to tell people there's darkmission.net, which doesn't get updated all that much. There's the Dark Mission blog, which is linked to darkmission.net. I think that's blogspot.darkmission.net or I don't remember that. I don't remember the actual blog, but it's linked through darkmission.net. There's a Dark Mission blog, and then I have a Facebook page under my name, Mike Bara, and then there's also a Dark Mission Facebook page. And so we'll be updating these as new information comes out, and we'll be posting more and more pictures online and that sort of thing. So that's where I'd like people to go, and hopefully, we'll keep everyone interested, and they'll love the new stuff that comes out.
Absolutely. Again, I can mention the blog for those who want to check it out. It's darkmission.blogspot.com, but we'll have these links up on redicecreations.com as well, so people can click through from there easily. Thank you very much for your time, Mike. Great having you here.
And thanks a lot, Henrik, and we'll do it again sometime soon.
All right, that's our program with Mike Bara. Time goes fast when you're having fun. Thank you for listening and for keeping an eye on and an ear to redicecreations.com.